My name is Robert Doherty. I'm the executive chef at the Hyatt Regency in Cambridge and Zephyr on the Charles. I'm really excited to share my German roast goose recipe. This is a 10-pound goose. It comes from Wisconsin. It's a free-range goose. During the holiday times is the only time of year you can get goose fresh. The frozen goose you want to put in your refrigerator and takes about 4 days to thaw out. What we're doing is we're going to get this ready for roasting tomorrow. So what we want to do is take out the neck, and we're going to take out the insides. We have the pack here with the heart, the gizzards, and the extra fat in here. Goose is loaded with fat. Goose fat is a great fat to save and use for other purposes. Cooking different things in with goose fat is very, very delicious. So I'm going to take out the excess neck skin here, cut this off, and reserve this. I'm going to take it over to the sink, wash it up thoroughly, inside and out, and pat it dry, and put it in the refrigerator overnight so it dries up real nice. Okay, now we're going to get our goose ready to roast in the oven. After you take it out of the refrigerator, we're going to season inside the cavity very liberally with a little kosher or sea salt. Getting inside around really nice. Putting in some ground black pepper. And this is really good. This will really help develop the flavors and create really good pan juices when you make your gravy. We're going to take local apples and celery, onions, and carrots, and we're going to only use half, and we're going to reserve the other half to create our pan gravy. Putting this in. I'm going to add a little bit of chopped fresh thyme, and then stuff the cavity. And just open this up and pop this in. While this roasts, the aromatics from the vegetables and the apples will permeate the meat and really add some nice flavors. I did an apprenticeship under a German master chef in California years ago, and part of my apprentice duties during the holidays was to cook all the sous chefs and chefs roast goose for the holidays. So it's a great dish. A lot of fun making it, and really enjoyed doing this. So we got this all tight in here, and now we're going to get ready to truss it. If you'd like to do the traditional way of trussing, tying around the neck, you could do that. Or I'm going to show you how to use a larding needle and sew the cavity closed. Larding needles are available in the gourmet stores. Take some butcher's twine, thread it through the larding needle, and now we're going to close up the cavity here. We're going to start and make an incision through here and pull the thread here. Bring it up, and then we're going to do a quick tie at the bottom. There we go, nice and tight. And if you do it a couple of times around like so, you don't need anybody's finger. You just put it right there like so. And then now we're going to finish sewing this up, going through, nice and tight. Okay. Then we can finish cutting here. Like so. Okay. So nice and tight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pierce the skin and and dock the skin all over the goose. Goose has a tremendous amount of fat in it, and by scoring this, it'll allow the fat to render out and create a really nice crispy skin. You have to be very careful not to cut the flesh of the goose. You just want to pierce the skin in a really neat pattern, and I like to do like a crosshatch, and about a ½ inch all the way up the breast, and then come again against the grain and do it again. So when it roasts, it'll make a really nice checkerboard on top of the goose. And then under the bottom, you can do a quick cut, around the legs a little cut, and you just want to dock them all around so when it roasts, all the beautiful goose fat comes out. Another thing too, we're going to get ready for our roasting pan, is I like to pop these wings just right underneath. You want to use a nice heavy-duty roasting pan and put a wire rack in the bottom of the roasting pan, keeping it 1 inch off the bottom because all the grease rendering out, you want the goose to sit on top of the roasting pan. In addition, during the roasting process, we're going to add 2 cups of water to the roasting pan. Okay, put that in. We're going to place this in a 350-degree oven for approximately 3 to 3.5 hours. We're going to look for an internal temperature of 165 to 170 degrees, and in the last 40 minutes of cooking time, we're going to pour off the grease. So now we're going to pour off the grease from our roasting pan. I'm going to pour the goose over here. And you're going to see how much grease comes out of this goose. You have to be very careful without burning yourself. And I'm using a very heavy-duty glass jar so you can see. Be very careful what you pour it off into. And look how much is coming out of this. Is that an incredible amount? It's unbelievable. So here we go. And now we're going to add our mirepoix to the bottom of the pan. Okay. And put our goose back in, along with a little herbs, a little fresh thyme, and finish the cooking time to 165 degrees internal temperature. Okay, now that we've removed our goose from the oven, we want to check to make sure the temperature is an internal temperature of 165 degrees minimum. I like to use the thickest part back here and behind the breast, and stick your thermometer in there and check to see that it reads 165. After you take it out of the oven, it's going to carry over an additional 5 to 10 degrees cooking time. So that's a good time to pull it out. Also, we're going to remove it from the roasting pan. And one of the key aspects of making the pan gravy is putting the water in the bottom of the pan so you don't burn your pan drippings. We got nice caramelized pan drippings in here with the mirepoix, and now we're ready to make our pan gravy for the lovely roast goose. Okay, now we're going to make the finishing touches on our roast goose, making our pan gravy out of the drippings. We're going to add a little touch of garlic to the drippings, render this out, get the flavors going. And as you can see, all the beautiful drippings on the bottom of the pan and the caramelization of the vegetables, the celery, onions, and carrots. Get that going real nice. And now we're going to deglaze, which means releasing all the drippings from the bottom with a cup of port wine. And then you want to scrape all the crispy drippings on the bottom. And then now we're going to add this to our pan. And we're going to reduce this until sec or until dry. And if you can, great flavors. You can smell that port and all the drippings and the aromatics of the vegetables. This is going to be beautiful. Now it's just about dry. So light dusting of 3 tablespoons of flour. Okay. Then now we're going to incorporate this by stirring, cooking the flour out. Okay. And now we're going to add our chicken stock. You want your chicken stock to be a little bit on the cool side and this to be on the hot side because that'll prevent lumps. If you pour hot to hot, that's how you get lumps. So you want this to be cooler than that. So we're going to add our chicken stock and bring this to a boil. And then we're going to cook it for about 5 minutes until it's nice and thick, and then we'll strain it through the strainer. Okay, now we're going to put the finishing touches on our holiday roast goose. We're going to take our sauce and we're going to monte a little bit of fresh butter into our sauce. I did taste the seasoning, and it doesn't need any salt and pepper at all. Just a touch of fresh butter around to lighten the sauce up and give it a nice shiny and velvety texture. And we're going to put that into our gooseneck. You can see the nice dark color. Oh, it's going to taste so good with this meat. Very, very flavorful and great accompaniment. So now we have our sauce ready. We're going to remove our trussing string by cutting this off, like so. And then a little decoration. You could do some little roasted apples on your platter, a little bit of fresh thyme. I think we're ready to eat. So I hope you enjoy this recipe, and thank you very much.